Why do probabilities exist in physics? Look up. For thousands of years, humanity has looked up at that exact same sky. Our ancestors saw gods and heroes, monsters and myths painted in the constellations. They believed the cosmos was a story, written in fire, with a fixed and fated plot. The sun had to rise. The seasons had to turn. It was a clockwork universe, predictable, determined, and in its own way, comforting. But what if I told you they were wrong? Not about the gods, but about the certainty. What if the universe is not a grand, pre-written story, but something infinitely more strange and beautiful? What if it is not a clock, but a kaleidoscope, a cosmic dance of potential, where at the most fundamental level, reality itself is not a solid thing, but a shimmering cloud of possibilities? This is the greatest and most profound mystery of modern physics. Why do probabilities exist? Why is the universe, at its heart, built not on certainty, but on chance? This isn't just a scientific idea. It is a magical one. It suggests that before anything happens, before an electron decides where to be, before a radioactive atom decides to decay, the universe holds its breath. In that sacred, silent moment between cause and effect, everything that could happen does exist as a potential, as a ghost, as a whisper of a reality that is just as real as the one we finally perceive. And our reality is simply the one whisper that manages to shout the loudest. Let's take a journey. Let's leave behind our comfortable world of solid objects and predictable paths. I want you to imagine you are shrinking, smaller than a virus, smaller than an atom, down to the realm where the rules of our world simply dissolve. You are now in the quantum realm. Here, there are no tiny billiard balls. Instead, what we call a particle is more like a thought, a rumor. It doesn't have a single location. It has a tendency to be in a place. It has a preference for a path. Physicists call this a probability wave. But that sounds so dry. Think of it instead as the particle's dream of itself. It dreams of all the places it could be, all at once. It is a smeared out cloud of existence, a symphony playing every possible note simultaneously. This isn't a limitation of our measuring tools. This is its true state. An electron is not somewhere until something forces it to make a choice. And what forces that choice? The act of observation, the act of looking at it. Think about the sheer, breathtaking magic of that. The universe requires a witness. It's as if reality is a vast, dark stage, and countless potential scenes are being rehearsed at once, in a ghostly, overlapping haze. The moment an audience, a conscious observer, turns their attention to the stage, all the ghost scenes collapse. The curtains part, and a single, solid, definite scene struts out into the spotlight. The probability wave collapses. The dream becomes real. Why? Why does reality need us to look at it to decide what it is? Some of the greatest minds have wrestled with this. The brilliant Niels Bohr essentially said, "Don't ask. It just works. Shut up and calculate." But the soul rebels against that. We want to know why. And this is where the mystery deepens into something truly mystical. One interpretation, championed by Hugh Everett, offers a vision so staggering it can redefine your very sense of self. It's called the many worlds interpretation. It says this: there is no collapse. The universe is too honest to destroy possibilities. So, when an electron has a choice, to go left or to go right, it doesn't choose. Instead, the universe splits. In one reality, it goes left. In another, perfectly real reality, it goes right. And you, the observer, split as well. There is a version of you who sees it go left, and a version of you who sees it go right. And neither is aware of the other. Every single quantum event Every random flicker, every chance encounter causes a new branch in the cosmic tree. Every possible history, every possible reality is playing out somewhere. In one universe, the dinosaurs never went extinct. In another, you made a different choice this morning and wore a different shirt. This isn't science fiction. It is a direct, logical, and terrifyingly beautiful consequence of the mathematics that describes our world. Probability, in this view, is not a measure of ignorance. It is a measure of your presence. The reason you find yourself in this particular branch of reality, seeing this particular outcome, is simply because there are more branches where a likely outcome happens. You are one thread in an infinite tapestry, experiencing the story of the thread you are woven into. So, is the universe a democracy? Does the most popular possibility simply get the most votes from parallel versions of ourselves? This brings us to the heart of the matter, to the answer of the masses. You see, we have been asking the question wrong. We ask, why is this particle here and not there? As if it were a single solitary thing. But what if the particle is not the thing? What if the particle is just a symptom? This is the heart of the holographic principle, an idea that sounds like it was ripped from the pages of the most arcane grimoire. It suggests that our familiar, three-dimensional world of solid objects and probabilities is a projection, a hologram. The real information, the real code of the universe, is stored on a distant, two-dimensional surface that surrounds us, like the event horizon of a black hole that encloses all of creation. In this view, probabilities exist because the source code is pixelated. The universe has a fundamental resolution, a smallest possible piece of information, a bit of space-time. And when something is digital, when it's made of bits, it can be rearranged. It can be in multiple states until it is rendered. Like a cosmic computer graphics card trying to render a complex scene, it calculates all the possibilities, and the one we experience is the one that is most computationally efficient, or the one that is consistent with the greatest number of other rendered facts. The act of observation is the act of calling that data from the cosmic hard drive. And when you call for data, you force a render. You force a definite outcome. So, why do probabilities exist? They exist because the universe is not a thing. It is a process. It is a computation. It is a constant, flowing conversation between infinite potential and the act of witnessing. We are not just passive inhabitants of this cosmos. We are participants. Our consciousness, our attention, is the tool that the universe uses to nail down its own reality. We are the catalysts that turn the possible into the actual. You, sitting there right now, are not just a biological machine reading electrical signals from your eyes. You are a localized knot of consciousness, pulling a single thread of reality from the roaring, chaotic waterfall of all that could be. The probabilities are the menu. Your observation is the order you place. This is why this idea is so vital. It gives us back our agency in a universe that can seem cold and mechanical. It re-enchants the world. The flutter of a leaf in the wind is not just determined by prior causes. It is a delicate negotiation between countless parallel winds and countless parallel leaves, resolved into the one you see. The spark of a new idea in your mind is a quantum fluctuation in the field of thought, made real by your attention. We are co-creators of reality, you and I. Every time we look, we shape the cosmos. This journey from the clockwork universe to the participatory one is the greatest story ever told. And if you want to dive even deeper, to explore the edges where physics bleeds into philosophy and mysticism, I have woven these ideas into a much larger tapestry. If this conversation sparked something in you, If you felt that thrill of the unknown, then please help this channel grow. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next journey into the mysteries of the cosmos. The algorithms, much like quantum particles, respond to observation. Your engagement tells the digital universe that this is content worth sharing, and I would love to continue this conversation with you. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Is reality a single path, or an infinite garden of forking paths? Do we collapse the wave, or do we just choose which branch to walk down? Finally, if you are truly captivated by these ideas and want to explore the furthest frontiers of this new reality, I have written a book that delves into the holographic principle, the multiverse, and our place within it all. It's called Holographic Multiverse, and the link to get your copy is in the description below. In it, we'll explore how your consciousness is not just inside the universe, but how the universe is, in a very real way, inside your consciousness. Thank you for watching. Remember to look up at the stars tonight. But now, you'll know the secret. You're not just looking at them. You are, in a very real way, deciding they are there.